Thanks, guys. Great cast on the day. I am here with Darshan. Darshan, that was an incredible series. You guys won game one, then we're down 2 games. How are you and the team able to turn the series around?
I kind of felt like the whole series, Envy was playing their early game pretty well. They had a lot of strong early picks, and they were kind of dictating the pace of the game. And I kind of think we fell into that a little bit, and we're letting them make what plays we wanted, and we fought dragons that we were supposed to lose. And I feel like when we took a step back, and in the game, I remember having this thought CLG isn't going to go on the quarterfinals. This is not the type of team we are, and I don't want to lose here today. And I kind of just communicated how we just need to take it slow and focus on the fights we can win. And I think once we slowed down and did that, we just kind of came back in the series because it was kind of a series of what team made more mistakes. Envy just made more mistakes than we did, and we were able to win the game.
Now, you mentioned that early game, Envy was putting up a fight. A lot of it had to do with them trying to shut down Omar God. How did the team react to Envy's early jungle focus?
Yeah, so I think Envy's team that focuses heavily on the jungle matchup, and we were on Zac, which is a really weak early game jungler, and they kind of had a nice cheesy strat to kind of just have their bottom lane walk in and screw us over early game. So that was pretty hard to deal with. So we just decided to go with other junglers, and it was a lot easier for Omar, I think, after that.
In situations like those where they maybe pull off a cheese strat, what does the team usually do?
I think it's just about understanding why they can do it and how we're going to fix it for next time. And I think we were kind of slow to adapt to that in this series, but I think that's something that we can definitely improve on moving forward.
And what kind of preparation did you and the team do coming into today's series?
We just did a lot of looking at what they're playing in solo queue, kind of understanding what picks they could be pulling out, and kind of just theorizing how we're going to do drafts. And that's most of what we spend our time on, and there's also level 1s and stuff like that. But we definitely could have done a lot more preparation, and I think going against Immortals next, who has a lot more information on us, preparing all we can is going to be really important.
Now, I want to ask you about Immortals in a second because they're your opponent next week, but Envy, they played one heck of a series. Is there anything that you'd like to say to them as opponents?
I definitely want to say that it was a really hard-fought series. I think Envy is still a really good team with a really strong early game, and it was definitely a hard-fought win. I definitely don't think that we really deserved to move on to the semifinals with how we played. But in the end, I think we just ended up being the better team, and I really want to make sure that we make the semifinals count and make this playoffs count because I don't want to just fall out in semifinals. I want to be the best team in NA, and we have to step up a lot if we're going to do that.
Well, you have the opportunity to prove yourself next week. You play against Immortals. CLG is currently 0-2 against them in the regular split. You play against your old teammate, Xmithie. How are you doing going into that match?
Yeah, I think for Immortals, Jake Xmithie is probably, in my opinion, their best player in the sense that he's kind of, everyone plays around him. He's kind of the shot caller. He's the leader of that team. And I feel like it's going to be even harder than the Envy series was, especially in the early game. And so I think shutting him down is going to be a huge thing. But I definitely think that in all the individual lanes, we can definitely hold up. And it's just about who comes together better as a team, as it so happens every playoff. So it's definitely going to be a really hard one, but I think we can win.
Well, I'd love to see it happen, and I wish you the best of luck. And to wrap up this series, we're going to head on over to the analyst desk.
And I've been counting down.